Namaskar to all. I am Chitra Chaudhary, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Economics, University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Today, I am going to deal with the Cobb-Douglas production function. As you all know that there are various types of production function. Today, I will be basically specific about only the Cobb-Douglas production function. The Cobb-Douglas production function, it has been given by Charles Cobb and Paul Douglas. And the function, the mathematical notation, it is equals to q equals to a l raised to alpha k raised to beta. Here what this all symbolizes? Q means the output which has been measured in the physical terms, L amount of labor which has been measured in the number of laborer employed, man hour, days, K capital invested, A is the efficiency parameter. If it increases, then the firm will be considered as a more efficient one. It cannot be negative or 0. Alpha, it is the share of labor in the total output, which is also known as output elasticity of labor. It shows when there is 1% increase in the number of labor, then what will be the change in total production. So, alpha mathematically it will be symbolizes as MPL divided by your average productivity of labor. Beta, it will be symbolizing the share of capital in total output. It is also known as the output elasticities of labor, which shows when there is 1% increase in capital invested, then what will be the change in total production. So, beta it will be equals to del q divided by q and whole ratio divided by del k divided by k, which is equals to marginal productivity of capital divided by the average productivity of capital. उपरोक्त मैथमेटिकल नोटेशन में स्पष्ट है कि Q उत्पादन की मात्रा को स्पष्ट कर रहा है, L श्रमिक की मात्रा को बता रहा है, K निवेशित की गई पूंजी की मात्रा को बता रहा है, A आपका कुशलता प्राचल है जो ये स्पष्ट करता है कि जैसे जैसे आपके A की वैल्यू A का मूल्य बढ़ेगा वैसे वैसे फर्म आपका अधिक कुशलतम स्पष्ट होगा. अल्फा और बीटा कुल उत्पादन में श्रम और पूंजी के सापेक्षिक हिस्सों को स्पष्ट कर रहे हैं. नाउ वी विल गो विद द बेसिक फीचर्स ऑफ Cobb-Douglas प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन. द फर्स्ट फीचर ऑफ Cobb-Douglas प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन इज दैट एवरेज प्रोडक्ट ऑफ फैक्टर इन द Cobb-Douglas प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन it will depend upon the ratio in which factors are combined for the production of a commodity. Cobb-Douglas उत्पादन फलन का मुख्य लक्षण ये है कि अगर आप Cobb-Douglas उत्पादन फलन अल्फा और बीटा का मान 1 के बराबर है और ये 1 डिग्री का समरूप है, अर्थात ये पैमाने के स्थिर प्रतिफल को दर्शाने वाला हो रहा है, जैसा कि उपरोक्त गणितीय समीकरण से स्पष्ट है. Q इक्वल्स टू ए एल रेज टू अल्फा के रेज टू 1 माइनस अल्फा, जहाँ पे अल्फा प्लस 1 माइनस अल्फा का मान 1 के बराबर है, जो स्पष्ट कर रहा है कि यह पैमाने के स्थिर प्रतिफल को दर्शा रहा है. इस स्थिति में श्रम की सीमांत उत्पादकता का मूल्य जो कि नीचे स्पष्ट है, इट विल बी जस्ट इक्वल्स टू ए ब्रैकेट k divided by L whole raised to power 1 minus alpha. So, here in this mathematical notation it is clear that since your alpha and A these are the constants, so average product of labor it will depend on the ratio of factors k by L and it will not depend upon the absolute quantities of the factors used. Similarly, as the average product of labor signifies the marginal product of a factor, it depends upon the ratio of factor and is independent of the absolute quantities of the factor used. Now, there is again a Cobb-Douglas mathematical notation Q equals to A L raised to alpha k raised to 1 minus alpha. Again alpha and 1 minus alpha, they are the share of labor and share of capital in the total output. If you calculate the marginal productivity of labor, it will be equals to A alpha k divided by alpha whole raised to power 1 minus alpha. Again here alpha and A they are the constants. So, marginal product of factor or your labor it will depend on the capital labor ratio, which is your k by L ratio. It means the capital per worker and it is independent of the magnitude of the factors employed. Now, what happens with respect to marginal rate of technical substitution? It is an important concept which is extensively used in the analysis of cost minimizing choice of inputs for producing a given level of output of a commodity. MRTS, which is your marginal rate of technical substitution between factors, it will always equals to the ratio of the marginal physical products of the factor, as this mathematical notation clears that if there is a given function q equals to a L raised to alpha k raised to alpha, and then if you will take the first order derivative with respect to labor, which shows your marginal productivity of labor, it will be equals to alpha bracket average productivity of labor. Similarly, if you take the first order derivative of this Cobb-Douglas function with respect to capital, which is your marginal productivity of capital, it will be equals to beta average productivity of capital. And finally, if you find the marginal rate of technical substitution of labor for capital, it will be equals to MPL divided by MPK, and the ratio will be equals to alpha divided by beta multiplied by K by L. Now, next feature of the Cobb-Douglas production function is that it shows that the law of diminishing returns to factor, it also holds true. Suppose there is a somehow given function q equals to a L raised to 0.75 k raised to 0.25. Again, now you all will be aware about this 0.75 figure and 0.25 figure. These are the share of labor and capital in the total output. And now, if you will calculate the marginal productivity, how you will calculate? It is very easy. If you take the first order derivative, which is equals to del q by del L, it will symbolize your MPL, which will be equals to the 0.75 a L raised to power minus 0.25 k raised to power 0.25. Now, this marginal productivity of labor, it will diminish if its second order derivative is negative. It means if you take the second order derivative, always it will comes results to the negative, as it has been shown with respect to this with example. Since the second order derivative is negative with respect to a variable factor, because we are assuming capital as a constant and only your labor is variable. So, the marginal returns to labor, it will be diminishing as more labor is used with a constant amount of capital. Now, the next feature of Cobb-Douglas production function is with respect to its elasticity of substitution. What happens with the elasticity of substitution? For elasticity of substitution, again we are having the mathematical notation of the Cobb-Douglas function q equals to a L raised to alpha k raised to beta. You will calculate marginal productivity of labor, then similarly you will calculate marginal productivity of capital. In the equilibrium, we all know that FL divided by FK, it should be equals to PL divided by PK, and further if you simplify it, it will be equals to your marginal rate of technical substitution of labor for capital, which will be equals to PL by PK. Then you have to calculate the marginal function and the average function, because we know that this elasticity of substitution, it can be a ratio of your marginal function with and the average function. So, if you calculate the marginal function and the average function and divide these ratios, the value of elasticity of substitution, it will comes to the equals to 1. The next feature of the Cobb-Douglas production function is that with respect to its returns to scale, what happens? This is the only production function which exhibits all three types of returns to scale, whether it can be your increasing returns, decreasing returns or constant returns to scale. All it will depend upon the sum of its exponents, because the sum of its exponents, which are alpha and beta, they will measure the returns to scale. If your alpha plus beta is equals to 1, then there will be a constant returns to scale. If the sum of alpha plus beta is less than 1, then it will be decreasing returns to scale. When alpha plus beta sum is greater than 1, then it will be increasing returns to scale. Finally, this Cobb-Douglas production function, it is also known as your log linear Cobb-Douglas production function. If you simplify the above mathematical notation, which is your q equals to a L raised to alpha k raised to beta. If you simplify this function in the form of log, you will come to the end that log q, it will be equals to log a plus alpha log L plus beta log k. This signifies that this is a log linear Cobb-Douglas prediction function. Now, what happens with respect to Euler's theorem and Cobb-Douglas function? The Euler's theorem, it has been given by Leonhard Euler in 1707 to 83. He was a mathematician from the Switzerland. Now, it states that if a prediction function is homogeneous of degree 1 and inputs are paid according to value of their marginal productivity, then total output will just exhaust in the factor payments, which will be equals to q equals to L multiplied by the marginal productivity of labor plus k multiplied by the marginal productivity of capital. So, given the prediction function, if you will calculate and if your wage rate equates the marginal productivity of labor and similarly the rate of return on capital equals the marginal product of capital, then the total output, it will get just exhausted. So, these are the basic features of the Cobb-Douglas prediction function, that always its elasticity of substitution value will be remaining equals to 1, returns to a variable factor, it will just goes on diminishing. So, these are the basic features. So, thank you to all.